Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we've got another Eagle Must Build a Delorean. And this episode should be entitled Issue 12 Revisited? I don't know. It's Issue 14, we're doing the other side. Okay, it's pretty similar to what we did last time. If we just have a look at everything here, we've got this exactly the same pack that we had in issue 12, just the other way around now. I'll put that to one side for the second, just so we can look at the magazine. Magazine's got exactly the same pictures as last time, and like how we're building this thing. Let's put it that way there. Exactly the same, and I will superimpose these when it comes around to me doing those bits. And again, just some more of the production diaries of Back to the Future. Lee Thompson. See, I met her quite recently. Was it last year as well? I'll see if I can find a picture and put a picture up of me meeting Lee Thompson. More bits there. And again, in the next issue, we've got some oversized tires. Now, I have learned some stuff from issue 12, obviously, which when you see me build this, I'm going to try and incorporate it in that to make your life a little bit easier. The bit that we've been having problems gluing to the frame, screwing to the frame, I actually glue and then screw. But you'll see that when I go through with it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this build of issue 14. Okay, just like last time, as you can see, got loads of bits here. We've already got our screw packs here. Now, just bearing in mind, to keep your screws handy, look, I put mine all in pillboxes here. And there's 12. Apparently there's another one, GM, but I haven't got any spare ones of those, so I haven't put them in yet. And all of these screws in this side are for R2-D2. But in here, and these come out in like batches of 4, so I don't have to open all of them and stuff like that. But in this issue, obviously, as you can see, the screws are already given to us. So, without further ado, let's get started. I've got my trusty screwdriver that Eagle Must provided, which, as we all probably know, let's just get you a bit more light around here, is pretty much not up to the job because it's getting rounded ends, which is probably why they've sent 2 already. But the first thing it wants me to do, kicking off, is to put the fit the rear hub carrier into the end of the radius arm. So this was the radius arm. This is the hub carrier, and it wants us to put it in, just get it the right way around, this way here. So that's going to be going in that little bit there, and it's going to be secured with CM screws. So keep that there. It'll be very nice when we start building this without the black of the base here, because it's hard for you to see what I'm doing when we're just working with the black. Right. Okay, so we're going to start screwing this one first when it wants to go in. Now, I really wish that the screws would go in as easy as they do in this one. The second CM screw. Now, as I said in the last one, the CM screw was the one that I was missing in the issue 4, I think it was. And I got them to send me a new issue 4 with parts. When really, if I would have waited, I would have got spares, because I've got quite a few of these CMs now. Okay. That's one in. Just going to tighten the last ones up. 1 and 2. Okay, we'll be coming back to this bit in a minute because we don't need that at the moment. Put that to one side. Looking like that though. I'll just show you actually. See, nice and secure there. And the underside. Trying to find a good position where the light's reflecting. There we go. Of that. Okay. Now the fiddly bit. So we need this little bit here and this little bit here. This is going to be insert the end of the link 14H, bing, into the hole in the bracket 14L, bing, and we're going to be securing it with an EM screw. So we'll get the EM screw out first. Now before, this didn't go all the way in. So let's have a look at this. Whoops. He says as he drops it. Right. So what we're going to do is this end here is going to be going into, I'm going to put it around the way that they've got it. It's going to be going into the bit with the knobbly end there, like you saw last time. I hold that against my finger there. We'll be going into here like this. And it's going to be secured with an EM screw, which is this one here. Let's see if I can pick this up with the screwdriver. There we go. Now again, when I put it in, that didn't work, did it? When I put it in, I only put it in a little bit of a way, and then I'll tighten it up later. Because this is a little bit of a fiddly bit. As a matter of fact, this bit's probably easier to put in once it's attached to the car. Now you can see what problems you're going to have with the screw straight away when you put it in, because the screw just doesn't want to go in like cleanly, and that's not a good thing. I'm actually going to lay it down, I think, and then put it in. This is how I did it last time, because when you start putting this screw in, you really do think, hang on, am I putting this in straight? Because it really doesn't feel like it's going in straight. Now, if you see me cut away from this, it's because I got annoyed and I started it. Anyway. It doesn't matter what way it goes around to start off with. There we go. Perfect. Right. Well, I'm not screwing that all the way. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll screw the rest of it when it's in the car. That actually went in a lot easier than the other side. But there you go. Okay. Right, now we're going to need the chassis. So let's go and push all this to one side. Something else to bear in mind just at the moment before we get the chassis. I've had the brake caliper come. That's going to be a bit later. Look, I've got this white stuff on it. It does come off, but I have to scratch it off. I don't know if any of you have had that problem as well, just so you know. But yeah, I've got some white stuff. Don't know what that is on there. Okay, let's bring the chassis up. Right, oh god. Right, okay, we're going to be working on, let's just make sure you can see it. We're going to be working on this side here. I'll try and get it done. Well, I'll try and attach it exactly as it wants me in the book, but so you can see it. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that yet, but we'll see. But it's going to be going on. Right, let me just talk about this bit. This bit's got like a little bit of metal here, and then you've got the screw hole, and on the corresponding side here, if I can bring that down there, as you can see, you've got the two holes it's going to go into. The screw hole is the bottom one, and the little knobbly hole, if you like, which you can see on that bit there, is the top one. So when this goes in, this is going to be going flush into sort of like there, and that's how it's going to fit. Now, if the screw has problems before, this bit isn't meant to move. So there's no reason why I can't just put a little dab of glue just around this area here, oops, to keep it in place before I screw. Obviously, make sure the holes are lined up before you do this. But I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there. That'll keep it in place. And then if the screw doesn't fit, it's still going to hold pretty tight. And I'm going to put this towards me because I don't want to cock this bit up. There we go. Right, I'm just going to hold that down for a second while I talk to the camera. A lot of people have suggested you can either bore these holes out a little bit more with spear screws. That cleans the hole out. Put a bit of Vaseline on your screws before you put them in. That doesn't help the problem if the hole hasn't been bored deep enough, which was the problem I had on the other side, which is why I took a grinder to it in the end. I've got no intention of doing that this time, which is why I'm doing this glue fix for it. But there we go, that's pretty much glued, so let's go and come back to that. So that's that bit in there. We're gonna secure that with the screw that it wants me to use, which is a BM screw. So I'll get one of them out. See, I've got these screw boxes, but while they're providing the screws, I'm going to be using their ones. Okay, so the BM screw is going to be going in that hole I've just made there. Okay. But if I turn that any more, I'm going to round the head, which I don't want to do. So that's that bit in there, and it's going to be quite, well, it's stable now, as you can see, because I've glued it down. Next bit we're going to be coming over, this is step 4. We're going to be putting this bit, or the hub carrier, this way round. It's going to be onto there, and we're going to secure it on here, and eventually we're going to secure these other parts to it. But it wants me to secure one of these with an EM screw again. So let's get an EM out. I hope you can see this alright. I know it's a little bit blurred. I might lift it up a little bit more just so it's not so blurry. Turn that down there. There we go. Last thing I want you doing is watching a blurry video. But I'm hoping this video is going to be a lot quicker than the issue 12 was. Now, I didn't manage to cut myself in issue 12, but I know loads of people did. We don't want that, do we? Right, I'm not going to tighten that up yet. I'm going to keep all this lovely and loose while we put all the other bits in, and then I'll tighten this bit up, this bit, and that bit afterwards. Okay, so that's step 4 done. Step 5 wants me to put the top screw in with the HM, which is these screws here. HM, they're the long ones. And just seeing what direction they go in. The HM screws go in from this way in, so it's hard to do this when you're I'm just starting the screw. I might have to start this screw going. If that is the case, then I might have to just move the direction I've got this, because I'm not left-handed, and the way it is at the moment, it's in a left-handed position. Yeah, I'm going to have to... I'll just drop the screw now as well. I'm just going to put this down for a second while I put the screw in to this side here. Because I am not left-handed. Which means I've got to turn it around as well. Okay. So I'll start threading the screw first. I'm going to use my other screwdriver. I think that one's completely rounded there, so... Okay, this bit started to go in. So now we're going to use the top one here, and we're going to get that in there. But what we're going to have to do is just loosen this off. Let's put it a bit further that way so you can see what I'm doing. Can you see this okay, what I'm doing here? There we go. When I did this on issue 12, I actually somehow managed to put the bottom lead into it. I haven't got a clue how I did that, but there you go. I guess I'm magic. Right, okay, so... This is slightly off center, which isn't good. There we go. That's going in perfect now. So, that's the top one in. Keep screwing. Once you've got the initial thread bit done, it's quite easy to go in this one. This is going in the other side now just to thread it. Perfect. You can just feel it on the other side coming through. That's that bit there done. And then we're going to be doing the bottom bit. So let's just get that there. And the bottom bit is going to be, we're doing step... we're going to be, it wants me to do the brake caliper first. So I'm going to leave this all loose until I've actually put the brake disc and caliper in. I'll put that down here for a second because it wants me over to this bit here, and the caliper, which again can only go in one way, so that's going to go on like that. I don't think you saw this last time because it went a bit fiddly. Let's just make sure I am putting it in the right way. Come on, get in there. This is supposed to be the easy bit. There we go. So that's in, and we've got to secure this with the AP screws. I'm going to use my pop rather than use the one they gave me. So AP here. I mean, look, at the moment, these are all the spares we've got. Look, that's just AP. Loads of spares in there. This is step 6, by the way, that I'm working on here. So we'll put that bit in. You know what? I can see the first problem straight away. That was not an AP screw that I just picked up. I've got a rogue screw in my AP. You know what? I'm just using the pack here. I'm going to have to look at that. I've got a rogue screw in my AP box. That's not good. God knows what one that is. Right, let's get the AP out. Lucky I noticed that before I started fighting with it. Okay, that's the brake caliper on the disc. Bit of a rogue one doing that now because we've got to put that to one side and we're working on this piece now. This one's going to need the big HM screw, one of these ones. And this is where we tie it all together on the chassis. So we get one of these out. Okay. It's going to be going through this side here eventually, but we're going to be putting this onto oh, it wants the caliper on as well, so yeah, that's why we had to do the caliper. I should remember this from when we did it last time. Let's bring this up. I'm going to put it sort of like that way. I've kept the tyre down here at the moment because it's easier to work on this side, but the caliper, it all basically goes together. Let's just see what way it wants me to put it through. Okay, it wants me to put it through on... Again, the screw's going to be going in from this direction here. So we'll be having the screw goes in to this bit first, then it goes through all of these bits together. Can I do this without... Because it should just push through the first lot. Right, no, I'm going to have to put it up and stand up for this one, I think. Let's have a look at this. Just to get this lined up. I'm going to start this screwing into the brake disc, and then we'll go from there. I'm not left-handed, that's the problem. So once I see it coming out the other side here, I'll put that arm down to meet it. Oops, gone a little bit too far in. Just screw a little bit. This just pushes through, and I'm very aware that I'm probably talking very. Let's turn it upside down. I'm probably talking very loud because my mouth is right next to the microphone. Right, almost there, perfectly lined up there. That's it, excellent. Right, let's get this in. I'm trying to figure out a best way to do this. I turn it round because again, I'm right-handed. I can't really do it with my left hand. There we go, and let's screw this all the way through. And again, once you know it's tight enough, because if you're holding your finger on this side of it, you will be able to feel it come through. But that's that bit on there. So now that whole assembly looks like that. Now before I put the wheel on, let's show you on the big camera actually, just like that. Before I put the wheel on, I'm going to just tighten all these parts up now. Because obviously if I did that before, I'd have a right pain trying to screw them all together. So let's do this one first. Lovely and tight, and then this little radial arm again standing up, which is securing this top arm here. I'm just going to tighten that one up as well. This is the one that I was having problems with before, but hopefully there you go, it's nice and tight. I might have to just glue that bit down again. I am going to leave it for a second just until I secure these things on, but I did do that afterwards last time anyway. Now I'll keep that nice and secure. It is annoying, these wheels keep dropping down. Perhaps they need taping up as well. Right, okay, we're going to be on step 10 now, which is simple enough. We're just going to be putting the spring over here, just like so. Get it under there. And then, just like last time, there we go. We're going to be pushing up at the bottom to show the little thing coming through there. Just like that. Pushing up, then we get the little hole, and I'm going to be screwing. I'm guessing it's an EM screw, is it? So turn the page over. It's an EM screw. Of course it is. Bloody hate them screws. Right. So loading my screwdriver up with the EM screw. Pushing this down to exactly where it needs to be. Now I'll drop the screw. Isn't that typical? I've started it. I can actually get some force on it. There we go, and that's that screw on. Absolutely lovely. And that is pretty much it for the chassis and putting that together. All we're going to be doing in the next issue is putting the wheel on here. Oops, bring it round. We've been putting the wheel on here. As you see, it still comes down. It's lovely and rigid, which it needs to be. But it does leave you with the bit that you think, all the hard bits are done, now we've got to do the easy bits, which is this. This isn't an easy bit by far. All we've got to do is we've got to put this bit on here, onto the end here, and we've got to secure it with a BM screw. BM screws are one of these screws here. But you find you can get it in a certain way, and then it wants to turn. Now I've got a fix for that, and I'll try and move the camera around so you can see what I do. What I do is I start it off first. So that's started off there. So I've started screwing that first, but now I need a way that I can actually turn this without this thing turning in my hand. So let me show you what I do. There we go. Basically, I've got a glass table here, and what I do is I put this in between the joins of the glass table. That stops it turning. I put it down, and then I start screwing. And the advantage is that it stops it turning. Probably gonna break the glass as well. But this screw is very snug to go in. There you go. Nice and tight. Simple as that. Let's put that back. That was step 1, so we got that onto the end there, and then step 2 is we're just putting this grommet over the top into that bit there. So when those bits are done, as you can see, the grommets go all the way to the lip there, so they look a little bit like that. Not sure when these bits are going to be put onto the chassis. It hasn't asked us to do that yet, so we just leave them like that, I guess, at the moment. Next time we're going to be doing issue 15, which is just the tyre. I hope that went a lot quicker than last time for you guys too, but thanks for watching this video. Take care.